Alright, now before stream, again, I tried it and it did not switch me over to Starlink every time for the upload. It kept me on CenturyLink. So I'm going to make it so the studio is 100% on nothing but Starlink. So CenturyLink is here and it comes in on this one, on the back here, feeds ETH0, and this is going to be the Starlink, and this feeds everything else. This here comes out and feeds the 16 port switch. Now what I'm going to do is have Starlink to come in this router as it is here, and then this is going to be, this one here is going to come in from here. Starlink's on the back of this one, which will feed ETH0 here. Then ETH1 comes out and goes here, and this goes to the studio. Then this one here comes out of this router, which is all the ports here. This 1, 2, 3, and 4 is coming from Starlink. This one here comes back over and comes behind here and plugs back into ETH1, where it used to be before I added this to have load balancing here. But that way Studio is plugged into Starlink 100% at all times. So let's make some patch cords, because some of these cords don't have the little prong on it to hold them in. So I'm going to, and it's Cat 6, and we're going to put some ends on it and make them short. So let's get to it. We got the first patch cord up in here, the feed to the TP-Link router. That's feeding from the Starlink here. Number 7 will go into number 2 port, which will feed the studio, which would be, let's see here, let's plug into, it don't have no prong on it, so we're just going to have to stick it in there. And then this one actually does, so we're just going to stick it in and see if we get communicate. There we go, communication. So let's see if to test it by doing a speed test on the studio computer. We have 2 of the patch cords made. This is the feed coming from Starlink going into the WAN, and then this one here is going to the studios, indicating that it's working. So let's go be sure it's working. Lights can be on, you can put it in a tester and it all lights up, but I found that the best test is do a speed test, actually see it pass traffic. So let's go get at it and see if that works. got the main feed coming in. We got the studio. Now this will feed back to the edge router, which will give it load balancing, because this line here is CenturyLink and this one here is coming from this line. So that way the studio is 100% all the time on Starlink. Make sure they all plugged in. Should light up, unless it didn't. Now these 3 patch throughs I've never used. Oh, there we go. Now she's communicating with it. I had some problems with some of them that just didn't work, and I had to replace them. And I've never used these 3 that I'm using now, so I didn't know if they were good or bad, but apparently they're working. You see traffic going like crazy over the whole network. So we should be good. Not too bad with all this equipment in here, and if the power goes out, it'll run for like roughly estimated 95, 104 minutes. Now if the fan stops, that really jumps it up. It's like if I killed a fan here, like this, that fan pulls a lot of power. But now we're just waiting for it to kick back on. So we should be good. Everybody have internet. And this is the house and our customers in this area. So they have the redundancy, so if CenturyLink goes out, we have Starlink tied to it, fallback. And if the studio loses internet because of Starlink, we don't have no backup. But we haven't seen Starlink just drop out and just gone. It drops out every now and then, but that's because of the trees. But other than that, it's quite reliable. So we should be good. Just with everything tied in, everybody's online. Studio's online, all the smart devices in the house are online. It's pulling from Starlink. Customers are pulling from Starlink, the load balance, and this is what the studio's getting. Now it's probably going to be more download because Starlink system is congested in this area during the day. But that upload is consistent now. It's 7, 8 or higher. Now every now and then it might be down to 1 or 2, but that's because of the trees. But then you can see that when it gets out of the trees, it starts going up. See, there's a good upload right there. Good old upload. get in the right place at the right time and do a speed test and see what we can get. 18 down, 26 up. Yeah, 26 up I can deal with. It's just a matter of putting a network together, a hardware, to get it all to work as smooth and best as it can.